All right, so this is the June 19th meeting of the Policy Review Group, and we'll start off by setting the schedule for the next couple of months and go on from there. You're right. We assume that nobody wants to meet the week of July 4th.
Well, if you guys don't want to.
I don't care. I'm here.
Well,
What is the day?
Tuesday would be the night before the 4th.
No, we don't want to do that.
No, there's fireworks and things to attend to.
So should we start on, so...
On the 10th?
On the 10th?
Yeah. So the 10th and the 24th would be 2 weeks later? Sound okay?
Yep.
For August, like August 7th? August 21st?
Is there one between the July 24th and August 7th? Yeah,
No,
the
that-
31st.
We wouldn't meet the 31st.
Right, exactly,
Every
yeah.
other- Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so starting with the
So
7th?
8/7
Yeah.
and 8/21.
August 21. All right, we'll leave it at that for now?
Yeah.
2 months at a time? Sure. And I will send the town clerk an email so we get on her schedule.
How was your trip?
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Spain and Italy. Yes.
This is filming. Okay, did you get a chance to read over the email from Steve with the attachment on the request for public information? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this was removed, as discussed in the second.
Have you got the old one, or is that the newest one?
This was 6/8. I received it from Steve on 6/8. What have you, what's in the back there? No, doesn't look like it's the same one.
You don't have the most recent one?
No, do you have another copy?
No, not with me, but here.
This was 6/6. Oh, this was 6/6, which is the same as yours.
Let me see your front sheet.
It's almost down to one page now, right?
Yeah.
And then I received this on 6/8.
Have you got two stapled together there?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I figured if this was 6/6, this was more frequent. And it said final draft, but it doesn't
Okay.
look the same as what
I
you
think you have
have.
them backwards. I think this is the most recent one.
Yeah. Right, this is the newest. So are you okay with this one? Have you gone through that?
No, I reviewed this one. But it looks like you just, oh, it's really very different. And this is new. The cash and checks are acceptable. Checks shall be made payable to the town of Acton.
No, I think that was just in a different spot.
Yeah, well, I think it was true.
Didn't we find we had it in two places?
Yeah, one said checks only, the other one said cash and checks.
Yeah.
And this whole section here was removed.
Yes.
Final written
I
decision.
talked to the town clerk about that, and her view of it was that anything that was of a personnel nature would be covered under the personnel policy. So we just took it out, because we don't want to have the same subject in two different,
And then this
Policies.
last part was changed. I
right, because
made a
the
deposit.
question came up, well, if it doesn't cost $50, when do people get their refund?
Okay. Okay. So this is the newest one. This is not the final draft.
Yeah, throw it out. So, if you're all in agreement, I think we just go ahead and submit this to the Board of Selectmen.
Works for me.
I'm okay with it.
You guys worked on it more than I did, so I don't have a problem with it. I'm sure it's
Okay.
fine.
All right, we'll submit, I will submit that. Then the dishonored checks, we have finished with that, and that, I believe also is ready to be submitted, if everybody agrees.
I think we agreed on that a couple months ago, or a
Yeah,
couple of meetings ago.
just cosmetic changes, I think.
Yeah.
I think the only real change to it at this point is that the exhibit talks about the response time being 5 days, and the treasurer wanted us to change that to 10 days.
Yep. Because that's what she's been doing.
Well, make it consistent.
That's what she has been doing, that's what she wants to do, and she said the state law doesn't specify one way or the other.
Okay.
She just thinks it's more reasonable. So if the Board of Selectmen approve this, I would just need to get an updated notice from her that shows 10 days instead of the 5. Because the exhibit that we have now says 5 days.
Right, yeah, so are they going to take care of the exhibit? Updating the exhibit?
Well, I'll get a new one from Michelle Rumney to attach.
Is that going to become an attachment to that policy?
It is now.
It is now, and it shows on the policy.
In the second paragraph, it talks about Exhibit A.
Exhibit A,
Notice of
okay.
dishonor. Yeah. Which, I have one here, but I don't want this to get distributed and then have somebody say to me, oh, this says 5 and this says 10. I also heard today in the hallway that, mostly from Jennifer, that she thinks Ted has a change in the personnel policy that he wants to talk about. He wants something
He wants-
updated.
To talk to us about?
So, but when I went to see him, he was busy, so I didn't hang around.
Since Larissa was the person that had attended every once in a while the meetings here, is Ed by default going to be the one that attends, or will it just be anybody?
No, it'll be Ted, will be the liaison.
Ted will be.
I'll do that today.
What? Liaison.
You like that word?
I do. And the other word I like is the consigliere guy there.
Right.
The what?
Concierge.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you call it?
Can't say that word.
Ever watch Godfather? The
Yeah.
consigliere?
Oh, that's Italian.
Right, but he keeps mixing concierge and consigliere together and
Concierge.
calls him consigliere.
Okay. Concierge, I know, because my niece is one.
Had him do us a big favor this weekend.
How are we going to handle this with Ted? You're going to set up for him to,
I'm gonna wait till I hear from him.
Good thinking.
is it just something that you heard?
From Jennifer, yeah.
Okay.
So since I was here, I stopped by, but Ed Walsh was sitting in on his first meeting, and I think they were probably just busy with other things, so.
Sure, yeah.
I thought, well, later. You know, I'm sure it's not high on his priorities today,
Okay.
so, all right. So we've taken care of dishonest checks, staff research, which is now request for public information. Purchasing guidelines, I need to talk to Michelle from me about. Apparently, there's been a number of changes quite some time ago, so the policy just hasn't been updated. And then Jennifer wanted to talk to us as a committee about the internet policy and the excise tax exemption that they have been doing for a while, but just haven't documented it. And that is that they don't collect any excise tax from anybody that has any residents of the town that have a Purple Heart plate or a 100% disabled veteran plate.
Excise tax.
Right. And it's only going to be one. So if you have 2 cars in your family, and you have 2 Purple Heart plates, if that's possible, you'll still only get excused on 1 excise tax for 1 vehicle. And I think somebody said, you know, there might be 3 or 4 people in the town. I think there are others that are probably worthy of having it, but just have never applied for it. So the town clerk right now has somebody in training to replace April. So I will talk to the town clerk again and see if we can set up time that's convenient to her on a Tuesday when she can come and talk to us about these things.
About the ones that we have questions to Jennifer, the computer.
Yep. And I will call Michelle and see if I can stop by and see her and rough draft the changes to what we have here. See if we can get going on that. I know she was on vacation a few weeks ago, so I'll give her a call this week and we can get together with her next week. So when you get home, check those Tuesday dates that we just set. Make sure they're all okay, because then I'll try to get Jennifer to pick one of those sooner rather than later. And, but I think it would be good if we could all be here for it, so that we don't have to reschedule. And I'm thinking that the one on the excise tax exemption might be fairly short.
Yeah.
We worked on that for a while, didn't we?
I thought we had too.
We did.
No, I mean,
I don't remember.
I was told about it, but everything was verbal.
Oh, I thought we worked on it.
I remember the
how they're
Purple Heart
gonna,
thing.
I wonder how they're going to enforce the only one vehicle thing. It was like, I had veteran plates on my truck and her Jeep. But the excise tax was due at 2 different times. So, you know, I came in March and paid mine on the truck, and came in September and paid hers on the Jeep.
But if you had a 100% disability, do you think you'd get,
If
is
both
it
cars,
possible you would get 2 plates?
yeah, both cars are registered to you, yeah.
If you're 100%?
Yeah.
Or if both cars are in your name?
Yeah.
Why would that be?
Why not? I own 2 cars.
Well, when they pull it up on the screen, they might,
Yeah, but-
under
Okay,
your
maybe it's-
name, it
maybe
might
it's marked
show
there.
all the vehicles.
Right.
Okay, I don't know, yeah, okay, maybe they can do it,
something
yeah.
that's good. So those are all the ones that I had on my list going back to the 1st of April that I went over with
Wow, we're almost done.
Jennifer is pending.
This one's not going to be easy.
No.
That internet policy?
Yeah. Things have updated.
Well,
so
it might be
since-
easier for geeks than for
I just mean,
others of us.
Resemble that.
I mean, what year did they do this? 2005. A lot's changed in the
18 what?
computers. Lots changed on the computer since then. I mean, you have to use your computer now, certain things through the internet for your job.
Do you have guidelines in work that might be worth looking at to see if there's
I can ask, but I
pieces that
don't
we
know.
want to extract to
I might.
put into?
Let me check on that.
We talked about, we might have just talked about it, maybe we didn't have it, because you said, request from Jennifer regarding excise tax exemption in place now, but want it documented only to include Purple Heart or others that have disabled vet plates. We
Right,
talked-
and
We
then-
talked about the state law, but maybe what all we did was just discuss it.
The delay was that April gave a notice, and then
Ah,
everything,
Fell apart?
everything got delayed. So
So what do we do
Internet
tonight? then?
policy.
I think we might be done.
Arm wrestle?
All right.
You can do that at home. Or if you want to do it for
Yeah, but I lose.
fans.
Televised, that's
so.
right. I forgot we're televised. I don't want to get my butt kicked by a woman on TV here.
One of the last things I had is
Yeah.
that you wanted to review Tom Cashman's letter about the policy.
We did, I had given out
Okay.
copies of it, and we talked a little bit about it.
We addressed it on TV.
We did, last meeting.
Okay, I haven't seen that meeting yet.
In fact,
Must-see TV.
during the election, Tom came up to me and asked me where that was. Did it ever get addressed? And I told him it did. And I told him I had discussed it with the chairman of the Board of Selectmen and what his feelings were, and he was satisfied. And he said, "You're welcome to come down, we're perfectly happy to go through it again." I said, "Oh, you can, catch it on TV and,
What
see what your
policy
take
was
is
it?
from that."
What policy was it that was in question?
It was on the appointments and reappointments policy.
Oh, yeah.
Part of his concern was that he didn't want to have a situation arise where, because you change people on the Board of Selectmen, people that have been doing a good job on a committee are all of a sudden replaced for no apparent reason other than somebody maybe wants their friends on there. And I said to him, it isn't easy to get people to join these committees, and there is great appreciation for people that do volunteer their time and, learn what needs to be done in order to have these committees function. So I said, if there was ever a reason to replace anybody, there would be a notice given, and there would be a hearing. I said, unless it's just the end of your term, and then if there are other people that have moved into the community that maybe have professional credentials, I said a Board of Selectmen would want to look at them as well. I said, but, there is a lot of knowledge in people that have been doing this, working on these committees for a while.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't just replace them for no apparent reason.
So it was, the problem was satisfied?
He seemed satisfied. Again, I told him to watch the TV clip of this short discussion that we had.
Okay.
And if he wants to talk to the Board of Selectmen directly about it, they're perfectly willing to anytime he wants to drop by.
So do we have no policy to work on?
Not at the moment.
Do you anticipate getting something out before the 10th for us to review? Or Or are we just kind of winging it? Just curious what the plan is.
I'm going to shoot for this purchasing guidelines, Michelle. This one. And I will find out from Ted what change he's thinking about on the personnel policy. Let you know about that, so that we
Well,
can take care of that at the 10th too.
They'd have to re-adopt it or whatever, right? Because they already did it once.
Yeah, they have to sign all of them,
No big deal.
so hopefully.
Ink's cheap.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
So you'll send us the purchasing guidelines?
Well, you should have those.
We have that, so
Yeah.
we've already finished that, right?
No, we haven't,
We're going to work on.
we had the existing copy. We haven't done any
Okay.
work on it.
And you and I will get internet guidelines from work.
Yes.
We can compare them,
Yeah, I think.
cut and paste.
I'm pretty sure we have some kind of,
Any company policies or association policies on using the PC at work, basically, for personal. It might be helpful to see what is included to make sure that we have covered most of the major items.
I know Citizens has one. I still have a few friends there that can probably send me one.
Okay.
Citizens Bank. Yes. Because I remember I had to sign them every year.
Did you study?
Oh, yeah. Where I work now, they give you a test every year.
Really?
Yeah.
Why, because you work?
To see what the policy, make sure you read the policy.
To all the employees, or just,
Everybody. I can't imagine what a magnificent waste of time that is. You know, it only takes 15 minutes to an employee, but you multiply that by 10,000 employees,
right.
adds up to a couple hours.
I think that's about it for tonight.
All right?
Move to adjourn.
Done.